So, right, we've got to that stage in the build where we need to paint our shell. Now, with a banner, it's an ABS body shell. It's a bit different to your polycarbonate with clear and clean on the inside and blah, blah, blah. Now, how far you want to go with a banger top is down to you, because obviously these are not shelf queens. They're going to get smashed up. But if you're like me, you like to do a reasonably good job. Now, the ABS shell, obviously being harder, we're going to prepare it. One thing you have to do with bangers, you have to, under the rules, take out all the screens. Okay? Now, that can be a bit of a job, and there are a few techniques to doing it. Some people use a Dremel, some people just go at it with a Stanley. I'll show you what I do, right? Okay, so first thing, you don't take out all of the meat, okay? You take out the majority of the window, leave yourself a seam all around the window. This is to give you some extra strength for your banning. Now, the way I do it requires a drill, because you don't want any square edges. So what I tend to do is come inside for there. Just do a little pilot hole there. Yeah. And wherever you've got a change of shape, do another pilot. Obviously, you don't need much of a drill for this job, because look, clap book. Right, so there you go. I've done 5 pilot holes, okay? And the reason I've done this is because you do not want to provide a square edge at the corner, because this will give you a break point, a stress point when you're banning. So what you need to do is have a nice little curved corner with nose clippers, and then just join them up. Get yourself a good quality craft knife, Stanley knife, with a sharp blade in it, and literally just take your time and go across. Keep scoring it multiple times. You'll find after 3 or 4, it'll start to go through. And it's through. Okay? So again, now. Keep repeating this until we are covered that. Right, so there you have your window out. That leaves you like that. Now you can get yourself a little bit of sanding paper and don't have to tidy up the edges sort of thing. Or you could use your craft knife to smooth where you've got sort of the burrs and stuff like that, which is what I'll probably do. So as you can see, you cut the window out quite simply. So I'm going to tidy those up now, take out the rest of the screens, and then come back to you. All right, go on, get your top, get cutting. Right, so we've got our body shell cutting out. So all I did there was carried on with the repeating process, drew the little holes on the one again. So come around, cut all the bundles off, cut all the weird arches out, and we've got a bit of really good paint. Now, don't worry if this is not perfect, because this is a banger. Unless you're going to shove it on the shelf and not use it, you know, it's fine. Right, so what you're going to need next is a little bit of sandpaper. Now, obviously, either an ABS shell, it's plastic, it's shiny, the paint doesn't have that great adhesion to it, and there will be some plasticizer migration from when it's been sitting on the shelf. So, clean it out. So, literally, see out all over the surface. So, what you're trying to do is give it after so a slightly roughed up kind of matte finish. Look, I'm up about like body shots of it over all that. Just giving it something. But I can't couldn't it. What? I'll carry on by now. Back in them. Right. So I've gone all over it, scruffed it up, give it a little bit of that, like scruff it up sort of so that paint will stick to it. Now the next step, obviously, you're going to clean it. Get yourself a decent clean. This is an alcohol-based surface cleaner that I use in my signage business. I'm literally just going to spray all over the car. Chuff loads of it on there. You give this a few seconds, it will start to get in there. Literally, we're just going to rub off all the crap. You don't really want the detritus under there, although he's not taking a natter. At the end of the day, as I keep saying, this is a banger. You're supposed to look rough. Rub all the cleaner in with nice. I mean, repeat this as many times as you want. Just make sure you got rid of a lot or most of the rubbish off of the car. So obviously, it's going to give you a lumpy bundy paint, and it won't stick properly if it's covered in plastic dust. Right, so that's first clean over. Cover it again. Repeat the process. Right, so that's the alcoholic cleaner on now. Let's tell you she really needs to be. So what I'm going to do now, I'll let that evaporate so the alcohol gets to dissipate and it will dry out. I'll have a little clean up, make a cup of coffee and all that sort of stuff, and then we'll mask it up. All right, see you in a minute. Right, so here we go. There's our clean shell. Now, this being a Chevy 57, it's got the lines on it. I'm going to do a little bit of masking out on it. I'm not going to make it into a shelf queen as I stated before, but obviously I'm going to follow the classic body line down there. Now, for what you're going to need here is some masking tape or vinyl tape. Normally I use vinyl tape, but I haven't made any today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mask out the areas what I want to hate. I don't want to bite each other's way. So follow the body line. Going to be a little bit blasé here because working in the graphics industry, I get access to machineries and the scalpels and all that sort of stuff. So what I tend to do, I put my lining stuff on, then I'll cut it afterwards. The fuck? Oh, what? So we've got a Swan Morton very sharp scalpel there with a 10A blade in it, and I'm going to follow that body line down. In the wheel arch there. And I should be able to fill off the excess. That'll leave me a nice, neat line. There you go. So I've masked off there, but managed to follow along the body line. Yeah. Okay, so then it's just a matter of tidy. For this one, we're going to do a base blue. So basically anything we want blue, we don't mask. I'll mask this up and then I'm showing you. Right, so there's our mask. So what I've done, I've masked up all the shapes around the side there. Little bit of the front grille, and down the side of there. That's all I'm going to do for that. So obviously the idea of a mask, a lot of you will know this, some of you may not know this, is to actually, you don't want to put paint on that area, you mask it off, okay? So we're going to paint this up in a second with some paint, because you wouldn't use anything else, would you? Cheers. Right, as with any paint, shake it for a couple of minutes. I've missed a bit there, I just noticed. So let's chuckle it in there, mask the tail window. Right, check you covered all the bits you want. You want to keep this sort of at a right angle with about 6 inches. This is a decent quality plastic paint. I haven't got to use polycarbonate paint or anything on this, just decent model plastic print. So I'm going to do some sort of coats like such. The idea is to do a nice even coat without overspraying. Keep it sort of 6 inches away. Keep it at a right angle. Don't put too much paint down. Make sure you've covered everywhere. Right, and then leave that to dry. Leave that to dry. So that's our first base coat on now. We're going to leave that to dry for sort of 20 minutes. Right, so the first coat is touch dry. So what I'm going to do, just chuck the next coat on now. That'll probably be it. I'm probably going to do 2 coats on it. As I say, it's a banger. Keep it nice and even as usual. Paint my hand. Good paint my hands. So make sure everything's covered. There you go. So set its coat on. Simple as that. Solid blue. Done. Right. Then what I'll do, I shall take the mask off once this is dried. We'll have a look what we've got. And then we'll decide what colours we're going to do the infills in. I'm thinking yellow, maybe some white. Who knows? We'll have to have a look. Stay tuned. Right. Okay, so we've let that dry for about an hour or so. And it's now time to peel off the mask, see what we've got left. You've got a bit of a kind of sheddy look, or yeah, actually, I quite like it with a rough white. I might move it. All right. I'm taking off the mask. At the moment, this is what they left with. Okay. We're going to do some other masking up and stuff and spraying. Let this dry a bit more. I don't want to just bang it on there for the sake of it, because the mask will probably take off all the paint. But let's let that dry a little bit more. And we'll put some other colour on there. I'm thinking probably yellow. Maybe a bit of silver on the front there, or, you know, I don't know. We'll have a little show. As I say, I'm not going to go too over the top.
Because bang, he's going out tonight. Anything you bang?
Right, so this time I've masked off all the blue area. Now I've masked that off roughly. Like I said before, I'm not overly worried about sort of like overspray, anything like that. Just all day. I want it to look like a banner. So let's give this some coats of yellow, which I've been now shaking for 2 minutes. Same thing. Let that dry for 20 minutes. And then come back, put another coat on it. So wait about 20 minutes, touch dry. I'm just going to blast another bit of yellow on there. And there you go, that's your second coat. That's all I'm going to put on that, to be honest. So, wait for that to dry, peel the tape. So she's had her 20 minutes. I've put a little bit of gloss metallic on the bumper there. Should we have a look? What's underneath the boot? Just peel back the masking tape carefully. Right. There we have our shell. All banging up, ready to go. All I've got to do now is chuck some stickers on there. Now, those of you who watch the channel on a regular basis might know I actually own and run a graphics company, and I have designed my own 6 stickers for this car, which are here. So once that's had a bit more time to dry, I might have a good clean up of some of the rough patches, and I'm going to chuck some stickers on it. Right, let's wait for that then. Right, so the stickers are on. Yay! RC! Medway RC Raceway, which is the banger track we're going to tonight, Friday nights. I'm going to go down there, do some oval mini racing and some banger racing with the new banger once it's built. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. It's a nice little tutorial here on how to paint an ABS shell. I mean, it's not perfect. That doesn't have to be because it's a banner. I'll see you in the next video. Remember to like and subscribe. Cheers, bye.